Hello, and thank you for listening to Your Credit Matters. I'm your host, Rondi Lambeth, bringing to you each and every day what I think they don't want you to know, especially what they don't want you to know about your money. Taxes. That 3-digit number, your credit score, that rules majority of people's lives. Oh, yeah. CNN Money says 9 out of 10 financial decisions are based on your credit score. Guess what, Mr. Dave Ramsey? 9 out of 10 financial decisions are based on your credit score. So why do you go around saying you don't need a FICO credit score? Why do you go around saying that FICO score is just about debt? Guess what? It's not. You can have an excellent FICO credit score with little to no debt. Let me share with you how. If you go to rondilambeth.com, that's rondilambeth.com, sign up for my newsletter. I can share this with you all the time. You can also give me a call if you have questions. 888-900-3678. That's 888-900-3678. All right, so how do you have a FICO credit score with little to no debt? Because Mr. Ramsey says you have to have a lot of debt. You have to have debt. You have to be in debt. You got to be a slave to the man, slave to the bank, make minimum payments. That's all a load of garbage. You know, I go over this on a daily basis with friends, family members. I went over this just a couple weeks ago when Michelle and I got married and we sold her Mercedes and she needed a new car. So I bought her. I didn't buy it for her. She bought it for herself, but I went with her. But we bought her a new Jeep because that's what she wanted. Got a nice little 4-door Jeep, hard top, little red Sahara, kind of matches my Corvette. 0% financing, nothing down. Well, we paid the taxes, but other than that. And when we were talking to the finance officer, he said something like, make sure you don't pay this loan off in the next 6 months. And I said, I know, because that way you guys don't get your commission. And he just looked at me. He said, no. It's not about our commission. It's about, you don't want to damage your credit, because if you pay it off prior to 6 months, it's going to really impact your credit. I said, you know what? That's not true. I know why you don't want me paid off is because you'll lose your bonus. I would not do that to you. Anything less than 4 years has a negative impact on your credit score, not 6 months. And he wanted to argue. I said, no, we don't need to argue about this. So what I told him was, what he should have people, instead of telling people not to pay it off, tell them to pay it down. Let me give you an example. I have a 2010 Toyota Tundra Max. I bought it. It was $52,000. I didn't have perfect credit back then. I was going through the middle of a divorce. I had good enough credit to get 0% financing. And then I had an ex-wife that decided to write a bad check for $20 or $30, and they sent me to collections in the middle of me buying this truck. So I'd already put $5,000 down to pay the taxes and licensing fees, and they come back and said, Mr. Lambeth, you just had a collection show up. You have a choice. You can forfeit your $5,000 since this is a special order truck, or you can finance it at 18.99% interest. Well, I didn't want to lose the $5,000. I didn't want to pay 18.99 either. That's a lot of interest on $52,000. It's a lot of interest on $5,000. So I had a dilemma. What would you have done? What would you do if you were in that situation? Lose $5,000 so you didn't have to pay 18.99, knowing that you can get the collection removed fairly quickly within about 30 days after you got the car. And they only gave me 24 hours to decide. So I said, you know what? Give me the loan. Give me the loan. So I got the loan, fixed my credit, went to get a loan, and the banks weren't going to give it to me because it was a new loan. And I was still in the middle of the divorce. The finances were in wreck. And so they said, we'll give it to you, but it's going to be like 14, 15% interest. So refinancing it did not help me. So I decided not to. Instead, what I did was what the bank's worst nightmare. Do you want to make a banker lose sleep at night? Do you want to play the banker's game, manipulate the system? It's all, money is a game. Money is a game. And if you know the rules of the game, the rules of the FICO credit score, you can play with the big boys. So I went to Toyota Financial, who'd financed it at 18.99% to give me a break. And I sent them a check. Except for the check was $150 short of the payoff. Oh, that's right. I sent a check for $150 short of the payoff amount. Why would I do that? Why would I short it when I could easily come up with another $150? Because the bank can't call the note due. And because I did not write principal only, so you never ever write principal only. You just send the check in with your payment. So what they did was they applied that 49, whatever it was, thousands of dollars to every single payment for the next 6 years. And then I had one payment in 6 years for $150 to pay it off. Well, I wanted to show monthly activity. So what I did is I took that 60 months, I divided it by, I took the 150, divided that by 60 months. And it said I need to pay about $2.25 a month at 18.99% interest. So that's what I pay. And then I readjust it. Now I think I pay $1 a month. That's what I pay for my 2010 Toyota Tundra Crew Max. $1 per month, every month. And it shows up. Right now I owe around $40. So I have, a little bit longer to pay. I think I have 3.5 years to go because I have a little bit of interest in there, 18.99. At $40, that's not very much. See, what I'm doing is I'm playing by the bank's rules. I'm playing by FICO's rules. See, Mr. Ramsey, I don't have to be that much in debt. I don't have to lose. I don't have to pay cash for the car and not get credit on my FICO credit score. No, see, I owe $40-something or $38 or whatever it is. I pay $1 a month. I don't mail it because I would lose 50 cents a month and stamps and ink and envelopes. No, I do an automatic transfer. Comes right out of my checking account on due date, $1. Therefore, I get credit each and every month. And that's what I told the car dealer. That's what I told my brother, my mother, my aunts, my uncles. That's what I'm telling you. If you're going to buy a car, don't pay cash for it. Get a loan, make a large payment on it, and then divide the remaining over the term of the agreement. Pay $1 or $2 a month, electronic transfer. That way you get the credit. It builds your scores. See, if you're always getting denied for credit and you've never had bad credit, but you've never built credit, you essentially have bad credit. That's how the game is played. I don't want you to go out and get in debt just to build your credit score. No, but if you're going to get a new car, then do it that way. Pay it down and pay a little tiny bit every month. That way it drags it out. You get positive history. Now, if I needed that title, and most likely I will need the title here pretty soon because I think I'm going to buy a Piper Cherokee 6-passenger airplane for my nonprofit that I set up. And I can finance that airplane at 7% interest. Or I can get a loan on my 2010 Toyota Tundra for 2.95% with Capital One, 2.95. And I can get a loan, instead of getting a loan on the airplane, I get a loan on my truck, which pays my down payment on my airplane, and I finance the rest. I'm using money to make money. I'm going to share later how I'm using money right now to make money on my Corvette. Now, you don't have to get a Corvette or an airplane or a Tundra. You could be doing this on a little credit card. I'll share with you next how to do that. Plus, what the government doesn't want you to know about gun control, medications, and baseball bats. So stick around for that next. In the meantime, give me a call. My offline number if you need help with your credit or finances, 888-900-3678. That's 888-900-3678. 3678, or simply go to the website, send me an email, or sign up for the free newsletter at rondilambeth.com. Again, that's rondilambeth.com, RONDILAMBETH.